Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Naki and this is Cook with Naki. Thank you so much for stopping by. On today's menu we are making tuna pie, an easy recipe to make and to follow. Let's get started. I have my all-purpose flour here. I have some 2 sticks of salted butter, and I have some chopped onions. I have my Starkist tuna. You could use any brand of your choice. This is what I'm using. I'm using the chunk light. And I have some evaporated milk. This is 1/4 cup. And I have some ice cold water and a little bit of salt to taste. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm draining the oil from the tuna. It was too much oil and I didn't need all that in the pie. Otherwise, my pie is going to be so saggy with the oil. So I had to drain that off. So I'm just taking the tuna out from the can. I'm not going to fry it or anything. This is a ready to eat tuna from the can. If you know Starkist, it's ready to eat so you don't have to do much to it. And I'm going to add my chopped onions and you're ready to go. So this is my chopped onions. You could chop it smaller if you prefer, but this is how I like my chopped onions, like in the medium size way. So if you like it a little bit smaller, yeah, go ahead and chop it the way you prefer. So now let's make our dough. I have my all-purpose flour. I added a little bit of salt, and I'm using salted butter, yeah, but my salted butter is not that salty. That's why I added a little bit salt to it. But if your butter is really salty, you don't need any salt in your pie. So just know if you're using salted butter, you want to taste if it's that salty, then yeah, you don't need any extra salt. But I know it wasn't that salty. That's why I added a little bit salt to it. All I'm doing right now is just mixing the butter and the flour together to make sure everything is well mixed together. So after mixing everything together, this is how the texture look. Yeah, it looks like a sand-like, it's like a wet sand texture, and that's how you want it to look like. When you mold it, it just breaks off easily when you put your hand in it. So that's how it look. I'm going to add my evaporated milk to it, and this is 1/4 cup. I'm going to list everything in the description box below. And also when you add your liquid to it, you don't want to over knead it. You see how I'm doing it? I'm not like molding it together. Otherwise it's going to be so like stretchy and you don't want that. We're making like a flaky pie. So we don't want to over knead our dough. So after adding my evaporated milk, I'm adding some ice cold water. Yeah, this makes it more flaky if you want your pie to be like on the flaky side. Yeah, so that's it. I'm just bringing everything together, and you don't want to over mix your dough at this point. You just want to make sure you bring everything together. All the crumble, just bring it together gently. You don't want to like do it on the hard side because if you over mix it like hard, it's going to be like um the gluten is going to form and it's going to be stretchy, like your dough is going to be so hard after you bake it and you don't want that. So this is how I do it. I bring everything together gently and that's it. We're going to form this into a pie in a minute. So after forming into a ball shape, some people would like to put it in the refrigerator for a little bit. Yeah, but I don't have my time. If you do have that time, you could do it. It helps it a lot. But I always go this route and it helps. Yeah, right away I just roll it and I like it how it turns out. So if you have time, you could put it in the refrigerator. It also helps it gives it more flaky when it's done. But I just go this route. So this is what I'm using to get my round shape. Yeah, so use anything that has like a round shape to just cut it. So I'm done cutting my dough into round shape and now we're going to be adding our filling to it. And this is my parchment paper. I have a little bit of flour on it and that's what I'm going to use to bake the pie. And I have some tomatoes. Yeah, so I'm going to do two part, one with the tomatoes and one without tomatoes. So if you love tomatoes, yes, add some to it. If you don't, just add the onions and you're good to go. And remember, I did not add salt to the Starcase tuna like the tuna because it's already salty for me. But if you love salt and you want to add extra seasoning, go ahead and add it to it. So all I'm doing right now is just adding my filling to it. Yeah, just add as many as you want or as little as you want. And I'm just going to add one on top of the other. And I'm not making the regular pie shape. I love my pie with a lot of crust. That's why I'm doing it this way, because it gives me more crust when I do it this way. And that's it. I'm using the back of the fork to just close the edges. You could use a hand. You could use the regular, like the fork, the tip of the fork, to also give you that shape. Any way that you want to seal the edges, just go ahead and do it. And this one is without the tomatoes, and that's it. I'm just going to add one on top of the other and just seal it off. Remember, you could add any vegetable or anything to your filling. Whatever you love, just add it to it. This is what I love. This is like the basic and simplest way I love my pie. That's why I did it this way. And yeah, it was really, really good. I loved it. So this is another way you could seal off your pie edges with your hand this way, or with the fork itself. And yeah, that's it. You could use the fork itself with your hand or the back of the fork, or however you want to seal your pie edges. Yeah, go ahead and do it. So I'm making this hole in the middle with the fork. This helps the pie to really, really bake well, because it helps the steam to like come out. Yeah, so you always want to make sure you have like a little bit like holes in the middle with the fork. It helps it really good. And I'm also just gonna add this brush it with this egg wash. This also helps it to become that golden brown color that you want on your pie. So yeah, that's all I'm doing. Just brush it up with an egg wash. And if you don't have egg wash, you could use regular milk, like evaporated milk. It helps it to gives it that golden brown color. I'm gonna bake this for about 30 minutes in a 350 degrees oven, and this is how it turns out after 30 minutes, and it's looking really, really good. And yeah, I'm gonna break into it for you to see the inside. Look at that. Yeah, I did not cook the tomatoes. I did not cook the onion because I want that crunchy texture. But if you don't want it, you could toss it up a little bit and you're good to go. And this is the one without the tomatoes. And this how it looking. It's so, so good. Really tasty, really, really tasty. Not too much to do, but it was so, so, so good. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching this recipe. I hope you loved it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and please subscribe to the channel, like and share. It helps me out a lot. Until I come your way next time, this is Cook with Naki. Be good to yourself, be good to everyone. Goes a long way.